Hello, my name is Jim McGillivray and this is the Pipe Box, your source for all things piping. If you find this video useful, please give it a like and please subscribe to this YouTube channel to be informed of more videos just like this. Today we are going to take a tour of a vintage bagpipe. It will be a Robert Reid bagpipe, and we will have a visit by our friend Matt MacIsaac, who will play this bagpipe for us, and Matt and I will sit down afterwards and have a little chat about it. You may have heard the name Robert Reid, but you probably heard it in the context of piping rather than pipe making. Robert Reid was one of the greatest players of all time. He was born in 1895, died in 1965. In the 1920s and 30s, he was an absolutely formidable competitor. He won the clasp at Inverness 6 times, the March Strathspey Reel at Inverness 5 times, the Open Pibroch at Oban 6 times. In Cowell, he won the Pibroch 10 straight years from 1928 to 1938. He's regarded as one of the greatest players ever produced, and he was very influential, especially in Pibroch. His fame as a pipe maker is secondary to his fame as a player. He started making pipes in Glasgow in 1932, and the business continued until 1957. It was a small shop, just a one-man shop, so he never had the quantity of output that some of the larger makers had, but his quality was good. In truth, we're not even sure that Robert Reid made bagpipes. Right from the get-go, he employed turners, very well-known pipers as turners, Bob Hardy, who would later open up his own business, Willie Bryson, who worked for Sinklers and Macpherson and would later edit the third Edcath book, Willie Connell, who later emigrated to Canada. All of these men turned pipes for Robert Reid. Reid used his own MacDougall bagpipe as the model for the bagpipes that he would sell. Although, as we'll see in a few moments, his pipes actually tend to resemble Henderson's a little bit more than MacDougall's in appearance. So, why don't we start out by having a look at a Robert Reid bagpipe. Here is our Robert Reid bagpipe, made in the 1930s. This bagpipe has a Robert Reid chanter with it. It is not the chanter that is original to the bagpipe. It was acquired later to complete the set, and the ivory sole does not quite match the ivory on the bagpipe. On the tenor drone stock on the right, we can see some sapwood, which is rare in blackwood. That's the wood that is closest to the surface of the tree. We'll see that this bagpipe in a lot of ways resembles a Henderson. There is some odd combing here and there. For example, right there is a section of odd combing. Projecting mounts, very Henderson-like. It's not until we get up to the chord guides, which we will see in a moment, that the bagpipe takes on its own appearance. Very nice wood running up the drones. Here we see the tenor drone chord guides, which are much wider than, say, a Henderson chord guide. They are very reminiscent of Duncan MacDougall's chord guides, which says something about this instrument given that Robert Reid modeled his pipes after a Duncan MacDougall bagpipe that he owned. Now we go up and look at the bells and the caps. Overall, lovely bagpipe with some minor manufacturing inconsistencies. It'll be great to hear this instrument played, as I have never heard a set of Robert Reid pipes played. Now let's listen to Matt MacIsaac play the Robert Reid bagpipe in our studio at St. Andrew's College in Aurora, Ontario. I'd like to welcome Matt MacIsaac to the set of the Pipe Box. Matt, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Likewise, thank you.
Matt has played a few sets of pipes for us, and today he played a set of circa 1930s Robert Reid pipes mounted in full ivory. First off, Matt, can you tell us what tunes you played?
I started with a slow air called Joey's Tune by Phil Cunningham, and then a brilliant jig by Donald McPherson called Donnie McGregor.
Yes, brilliant jig it is. This was your first time playing a set of Robert Reid pipes. Mm-hmm. What was your impression of them when you struck them up and got them into tune?
That they have a very balanced sound between the bass and the tenors. I typically play a set of Athertons, which are a McDougall reproduction and fairly bass dominant. We also recently played a set of Lorries that were heavier in the tenors, and this felt volume-wise the same, but just a little more balance between the two. Just a unique sound, hard to describe, but beautiful. It's really nice set of pipes.
So they were quite unlike anything you've played before?
It felt like that, yeah.
I found that as well. I found them very, very robust. And how did you find the steadiness? Did they lock in pretty quickly?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they were lovely.
And I noticed the bass tuned a bit low. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a Henderson trait. And I remember playing these pipes when I first tested them with several sets of Hendersons, and I found them very similar. At some point, maybe we'll do a set of Hendersons, and we'll see.
Love to.
That's our tour of a Robert Reid bagpipe, and I'd like to thank Matt MacIsaac for his wonderful playing and his ear. I love to have his ear listening to these pipes and his perception. So thanks very much, Matt.
Thank you.
From me, Jim McGillivray, and Matt MacIsaac at the Pipe Box, good piping.